5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Yo, what's good, everybody in the world? All my niggas out there in Australia, Europe, Asia, Africa, North America, South America. Y'all are tuned in for a very happy episode of Billionaire Boxing TV. I'm your host with the most. And man. Last night, Terrence Crawford conquered a historical feat last night by defeating Canelo Alvarez and becoming super middleweight undisputed champion. Shout out the boy Crawford, man. I know a lot of y'all gonna say I had Canelo winning, which I did pick Canelo to win. But it is what it is, man. I knew if anybody could beat him, Bud could. You know what I mean? Hell of a fight, bro. Hell of a fight. Let me know what y'all think about the fight in the comments. I'm sure everybody got different perspectives. You know what I mean? The Canelo maniacs is coming up with their excuses today. But to touch on the card last night, it was an okay undercard, okay preliminary. Steve So-Called Nelson got screwed last night. Jermaine Franklin, he wasn't too impressive to me. Fernando Vargas, he rightfully lost to Callum Walsh. You know what I mean? But Muhammad Alakel, I covered him last year, man. Shout out to Muhammad Alakel. He went out there and looked good. He only a couple fights in, but it's a fighter guy out of Saudi. You know what I mean? They trying to push him to the next level. So he showed up last night against another guy with the last name of Crawford. So it was an interesting undercard. You know what I mean? But none of those fights. Oh, we can't forget about Billy and Lester, who had a straight up punch out war, man. Them dudes was throwing them shits all night. Some could say that Billy won. Some could say that Lester won. I personally think Billy got him, you know what I mean? But that fight ended in a draw last night. But all those good fights led up to what was a historical main event. Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. Canelo couldn't do nothing with Bud. If anything, I think I scored it 9-3. For the most part, Bud boxed his socks off. I mean, if you've seen any of my videos prior, I said Bud was going to have a jab, which he established a jab. He moved on his foot. Some of Bud's best work last night came off the back foot. Canelo tried to stick to the plan with going to the body, but Crawford wasn't a stationary target long enough for Canelo to really, if you know how Canelo get his shots off, he plants his feet and he gets down, but Bud didn't give him none of that, His guard was on point all night, and for 12 rounds, we watched Bud put on the Mayweather-esque masterclass against Canelo Alvarez. If Terrence Crawford ain't number one on your pound-for-pound list today, I'm going to have to question your boxing integrity. If Terrence Crawford is not number one on your pound-for-pound list today, I'm going to have to question this casual shit. I might have to call you one. Listen, man. I've seen Terrence Crawford battered. I've seen Terrence Crawford skate over two what we deemed elite guys in my day. The first one being Errol Spence Jr., the second one being Canelo Alvarez. These are two guys that in this era of boxing, if you've been watching, these guys are elite. And of course, people gonna make their excuses today, but you got to give credit where it's due. You got to give credit where it's due. Shout out to Terrence Bud Crawford, man. He made Canelo look like a baby, dog. Shout out to Canelo. I mean, Canelo was trying too, man. He was trying. It was at some points you could see him getting visibly frustrated. But hey, man, Bud had the juice. He had that order. You know what I mean? Do y'all want to see a rematch? I know Canelo wants some get back, but I mean, I don't know if I want to see it, bro. Like Canelo, you know, I don't know if I want to see it, bro. To be honest, man, I will. I think this is what Canelo get for ducking Benavidez. You should have fought him, and I don't want to see Bud versus Boots. I feel like Bud will wash Boots. Yeah, officially, man. I don't. Come on, man. Terrence Bud Crawford is the number one pound for pound boxer in the world today. If you missed that performance, you need to go check it out and see why I'm saying what I'm saying, man. The weight didn't affect him. His punches didn't hurt Canelo, but it had enough pop to gain Canelo respect. All the delusional Canelo fans gonna be saying, coming up with all these excuses. Next week we're gonna have a lot of excuses on the table. Shit that you never even thought about. But I want you to know that Terrence Crawford earned that victory last night. He did everything he was supposed to do. If you look at some of my earlier videos when I was breaking down the fight, covering it all the way through, Terrence Crawford put on a masterclass last night against Canelo Alvarez, man. I know what y'all thinking. I waited to save this. I actually waited to save this episode for after this fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, that shit was crazy, bro. You can't take away from Terrence Crawford, man. Canelo, it gotta go. It make me go back to that William Skull fight. Like, I gave a lot of shit to William Skull, but maybe Nello lost a step, bro. Or Terrence Bud is just that great. Either way it go, he just made history last night, man. Canelo said it himself. I think he's a better fighter than Mayweather. I don't know how true that is. You know, I can't deny Canelo's truths, but I personally don't think so. I don't think Bud has done enough as far as, I ain't gonna even do that. Shout out to Terrence Crawford, man, but Mayweather, one of my favorite fighters. We can have this talk any day. If you feel like Bud better than Mayweather, go ahead, drop it in the comments so we can have this discussion. NOA did his thing. Shout out to him. For those who forgot about that fight, man. But after what Terrence Crawford did last night, man, I'm sorry they did that to you in a way. They put you on the up against that type of shit because people gonna be talking about this for a little while now, man. All you I told you so, Emma Effers, listen, man. As boxing media, I broke it down on both sides, gave my analysis, and I stood on who I picked to win because I put my money down already. But best believe, the world ain't finna fool me twice, bro. I ain't betting no more. I'm done betting on shit. Canelo, you broke me down, homie. I ought to send your ass an invoice for the way I promoted was cutting for you. But anyways, man, shout out to Terrence Crawford, bro. I'm gone. This is another episode of BBTV.